all y'all kids getting in that work. But in order to master a skill, right, you have to log in your 10,000 hours. If you really want to be good at something, listen here. Listen here, right? I'm gonna log in my 10. I'm gonna log in my 10 talking on this microphone because I enjoy, putting out information for you guys. But in order to master a skill to be great at something, you have to log in your 10,000 hours. So you have to be real with yourself. Are you putting in the work to be great? Do you think, let's just be honest with yourself, do you think that you are putting in the work to be great? And like I mentioned before, the world is your mirror, but look in the mirror. All right, we're here, baby. We're in the gym. Welcome to EJ's Gym, a guide to elevate your mindset. And today we're going to talk about a little bit of confidence. And and this is what I'm going to do, especially now with my, new setup. New setup here. We can talk about some things. We can talk about a lot of things. You see, I got the baldy showing today. I gotta show the baldy in my hand, and I got a new camera. So yeah, we're here, baby. And confidence is a big deal. And I have, let's see, the champion mindset here. Holla at your boy about that championship mindset. Go ahead and elevate yourself, elevate your life, elevate your mindset to a championship mindset. And if you see my eyes looking over, this is the computer watching the playback and just getting used to having that playback and not looking at the computer because I'm used to like using my webcam, and right now at this moment, maybe when I actually film, I'll move the like when I'm doing interviews, let's say that, move the laptop. I'll move the laptop over to I'll move the laptop over right align here with the camera instead of right here. So all right. So I want to talk about confidence. Right. And one thing I'm looking at it right now, this confidence activity. All right. So confidence is a key. And I use that as something that I talk about all the time. Not all the time, but when I have my interviews and my wrap up, I talk about confidence. And confidence can be defined in many ways. Through my experience, and confidence is gained through repetition. And big shout out to Ralph Smart. I was just checking out one of his videos. Um, he mentioned before repetition is the mother of skill. Listen to that. Repetition is the mother of skill. What does that mean? That means in order to learn or gain a skill in life, you must repeat it over and over and over and over and over again. Meaning, nothing comes overnight. Nothing comes overnight. And in order to gain a skill and to learn confidence, and I like to use sports as an analogy, um, because of my background, because of what I know. And of course, I use life as well, but athletes or people that played sports or try to play sports, it's easier for them to relate. So that's the perspective I use for confidence. So I did an interview recently with Garfield, and Coach Garfield Martin, he mentioned that if you run every day, eventually you'll you will gain, confidence in your ability to run. And whenever we want to gain a skill, and I see it a lot, especially with the younger ones, with the young kids, they think things are going to happen right away. And for me personally, the way that I coach, I don't mind that the kid does not pick up the skill right away. I mind more when the kid's not following directions in the sense of how to gain that skill, or not retaining the information that I'm giving them, or not necessarily retaining, because, well, yeah, retaining the information that I'm giving them, meaning that if I set up a workout for you, right? If I set up our warm up, right? It's give you a series of maybe 10 exercises. The warm up, like warming up, like high knees, butt kicks. I call it Frankenstein, toe to eyes, to stretch the hamstring, lunges, um, anything like that. Just a series of exercises. And after we do it a few times, see, there we go again, me looking at the playback. Um, After we do it several times, I expect my athletes to, in a sense, pick up, pick up what I'm, teaching. So that is up to you. You know what I mean? So if I'm giving you a skill, I expect you to learn after, a few repetitions of how to do things on your own. Because in life, you have to learn how to be self-sufficient in a sense. And of course, you're going to have to rely on your community of people at times, but a lot of times you're going to have to learn how to rely on yourself. So I'm going to give you tools of things that you could do on your own so you can gain confidence in the way you move, right? So, right. So like I mentioned before, I get more frustrated when with kids if they're not following directions. You know what I mean? But let's say, hmm, to make sure it's like right away, make sure it's like no lag. And maybe on my playback, it seemed like it's just a little lag. But when I look into the camera, it's just right away. But anyways, like I was mentioning before, when I give kids, I get more frustrated when kids don't follow through with the routine, because the routine, in a sense, in its own, is going to help you build confidence. And I'm just giving that as an example because I do that as far as give kids exercises and challenge them to remember those exercises after we repeat them over and over and over again. Because after you do things, repetition is the mother of skill. After you do things over and over, you begin to gain confidence. And confidence, a lot of people think you can fake confidence. Eventually it will show. It will show. The only reason, like for me, I can say why I adopted a champion mindset, and don't get it twisted. We all live in this life and go through the roller coaster of life. Be on the lookout for that as well. Something I say a lot. And we all go through that roller coaster of life. So why not have a guide to elevate your mindset? Why not elevate your mindset and upgrade your mindset to a champion mindset? Right? And confidence is a big key, a big pillar, or a big foundation to help you build that champion mindset. And with that being said, knowing that repetition is the mother of skill, that means that you have to be willing to put yourself out there, willing to take chances and try new things. Like, this is new for me. You know what I mean? Like, I want to say not new. It's not new for me shooting YouTube videos, but now I have lights. Now I have a camera. You know what I mean? I'm not even, I'm not even wearing my hat in this video, but I have my hat back here. I promote it. I have the champion mindset here. You know what I mean? So all of this is new to me. I have audio, right? I can, I can make a joke. You know what I mean? I can make a joke. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Like I said, this is new to me. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere here, right? There we go. Where I say something funny, we could do something like that, right? So this is new to me, this space right here, because my whole ultimate goal with what I'm creating here is to help you. Because what I realize about life is, as I help you, I help me. And I know I haven't said it in a while, but that's why I say the world is your mirror. You know what I mean? So this information that I've learned over the years, or things that I've experienced as far as being a confident athlete, being a confident student, being just a confident person overall, I realized I went into my own head and figured out what was I doing. Because of course, as a human being, you're going to have those moments when you're not confident and you don't necessarily believe in yourself. So what I did, and I went back and back and reflected over my life. Let's say, for instance, why was I so confident playing football? Why was I so confident playing football? And not saying my story when it comes to that, and I had a lot of conversations with my friends, and I played on a very, very, very athletic team. And I started off on the defensive end of the ball as I think my freshman year. No, didn't work. And Coach Ponce convinced, I think he brought me over, to offense. And it might have been, I think it was a coach's decision. I'm going to bring the coaches on, you know what I mean? And I had to learn a new position. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I played when I was younger, I played a little bit on the offensive line, but I played more D-line. I'm not saying I knew what I was doing. I was like 7, 8 years old, or whatever the case may be, when I started to play football. I didn't know what was going on, to be honest with you. And then moving on to high school, I remember Coach Hanks, Coach Hanks. And we were doing a pursuit drill. And I never learned how to do pursuit. Because when I was playing, when I was younger, I would bust through the line and make a tackle there. You know what I mean? Like, I never really had, I want to say my years playing, let's just say, I never, not that I can recall, have to chase a guy so far. You know what I mean? But, it's high school. This is at the time, Century had a great year with Willis and those guys coming off, Big Country and Hands and James Gerald and all those guys on that team. And I came in that spring and I wanted to play defensive end at first. And let's just say it didn't work out, right? And I ended up playing right tackle. And I ended up starting that jamboree, as a sophomore. And I honestly don't know how confident I was at that moment, but big shout outs. I got to give shout out to T. T is somebody, I don't know, it's something on here. Oh, that's on the other side. Anyways, T was, the starting quarterback, and Newt, and guys like Mark Chase and Champ, and it was guys I remember we talked about. Ernest played in. It was a few other guys, man, that I cannot remember these guys' names because I was so young. And I remember Teddy on the line, Manis, Noel, big shout out to you, man. I hope you see this video, man. Yeah, I know you was tiny or small, but I learned a lot from you because, even though my stature was bigger than yours, you was a pretty smart guy too. And I'll give a lot of credit to you, helping me set that foundation. Duran, oh my God, I remember Duran. And those guys, my teammate, my man Bobby Jones. These guys, not Bobby. Bobby was next to me. Bobby was a little, came at my time. I'm just give a big shout out to Bobby. I need to get in contact with Bobby. I would love to interview Bobby if Bobby can hear this. And because Bobby reached out to me and he wanted to help some of my kids. So I truly, truly appreciate that. Bobby, holla at me. Somebody hacked my Facebook, and to this day, I still didn't. I haven't done anything to my Facebook. So if you try to reach me on Facebook as of now, as of this moment, as of I think, as you see this broadcast, I don't have access to it. Don't know who hacked my account, but they hacked my account and haven't been able to get in. So it's a lot of people that I would love to get back in contact with, that we are, Facebook friends. And I'm at the moment not getting on that platform. And, I would love to kind of redo everything on Facebook, because I do have a business page, which is the EJ's Gym page. And I would like for you, if, to hit the thumbs up with that, because it's still recognition, you know what I mean, to be seen. And remember, the guide is to elevate your mindset. So the goal is to help you elevate your way of thinking, you know what I mean? So going back to, like I said, my confidence spots, or the people that helped me build my confidence, with some of my teammates, because Mark Chase was hard to block, Champ was hard to block, and Teddy didn't let me give up. T wouldn't let me give up. Nuke wouldn't let me give up. You know what I mean? Those guys, Noel wouldn't let me give up. Those guys wouldn't let me give up on myself. And I wanted to go hard for those guys, especially Nuke and T, Teddy, and other guys on offense. I remember Little Cleveland. Who else was there that first year? I can't remember, but there's a lot of guys, man. And to wear that green and white, I didn't want to let them down. So over time, just practicing at offensive line, playing offensive tackle, playing right tackle, going one-on-ones, and doing these things every day, I began to believe in my ability. I started to get stronger in the weight room. I started doing all the things that my coach asked me to do. Coach Pons first, Coach Saunders, those guys, Coach D, Coach Darnell. I did everything they asked me to do, So I started to gain skill in my confidence, and my stature, true stature. I don't know. They list me at 6 feet. I'm like about maybe 5'11". I give myself, I'm 6 feet. Whatever NFL, whatever college football, I'm 6 feet. So, right. So I'm battling that, being undersized, and I'm battling weight. My weight, I don't think I played more than at maybe, I think I got to 215 my senior year, but I mainly played at 205 pounds. And I don't know what, man, just after that first year, then the second year, that third year, man, my confidence was sky high, baby, like up there, up in the clouds. It was up there, right? So my senior year, man, is just like, man, my goal was to not give up a sack at all. And I felt like I got snubbed because of my size. I felt like, I should at least, I felt like I was first team. You know what I mean? I was first team, all county honors, or whatever the case may be. I felt like I was snubbed, but to be in Miami, Florida, to be undersized, and to even just get recognized, even though I didn't make first team or second team, to get recognized or to see my name in the paper, it was accomplishment. But I'm not gonna lie, that put a chip on my shoulder. Even going into college, you know what I mean? My confidence was still sky high, like a rocket, baby. And I guess it was just because I actually believed in myself, and just like the repetition is the mother of skill, I would hone in on my craft in the off season. Our Ped, because he trained us for track, got us in a weight room, got me strong. I think I gained 10 pounds. No, I think I gained 10 pounds, 10 to 15 pounds before I went off to college. Lifting hard, eating, working out. So, like I said, confidence. My confidence as a human being, you'll have more confidence when you move your body. You'll have more confidence if you start to see yourself in a different light. You'll have more confidence when you start seeing muscles, baby. You know what I mean? You start to believe in yourself some more. You know what I mean? So, like I said, my confidence was sky high, man. And going back to the champion mindset with that brief little snippet of a story I gave you guys, wasn't really a story, but the reason why I had confidence, like I'm going back to high school now. I can talk about college, and I will talk about life too. I'll create another podcast to talk about just life. You know what I mean? And the reason why I was so confident in my abilities was because I repeatedly worked on my skills. I repeatedly worked on my skills. I worked out, I was on the field, and I started to see results. And that's how you start to gain confidence, when you stick to something and you do it over and over and you start to see results. All of a sudden you gained a new skill. Like, just say for instance, a singer, right? Somebody who sings. Or I'm gonna use this example, right? I'm making podcasts right now, and just having ideas to talk about. I always have stuff to talk about, especially like creating the champion mindset. I always have things to talk about, but as I do this over and over and over and over and over again, I start to, in a sense, believe in myself more, and believing that I can really put the message out there if I continue to stare at this camera and not look at the playback over here on my laptop. But I truly feel like I can help people understand how their minds work and understand how to make changes to your life accordingly. Like, meaning, if you want to lose weight, you can lose weight. If you want to gain muscle, you can gain muscle. If you want to have confidence in a new skill, just say talk about a younger person here who wants to pursue sports, or a younger person who wants to pursue art, a younger person who wants to sing, play music. In order to play that keyboard like a Stevie Wonder who can't even see, but he's played the piano so many times, over and 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 over again, he logged in his 10,000 hours of mastery. That's what I tell my track kids. Big shout out to the Holly Springs track and field. Big shout out to all y'all kids getting in that work. But in order to master a skill, right, you have to log in your 10,000 hours. If you really want to be good at something, listen here, right? I'm gonna log in my 10. I'm gonna log in my 10 talking on this microphone, because I enjoy, putting out information for you guys. But in order to master a skill, to be great at something, you have to log in your 10,000 hours. So you have to be real with yourself. Are you putting in the work to be great? Do you think, let's just be honest with yourself, do you think that you are putting in the work to be great. And like I mentioned before, the world is your mirror, but look in the mirror. When you're looking in the mirror, be real with yourself. Like I say, we all have things to work on, right? We all have things to work on to get better. It's okay. But the whole thing is taking that first step. The first thing is understanding and being aware of the step that you have to take. But in order to take the step, you have to acknowledge, meaning you have to acknowledge where you are in life, meaning you have to acknowledge where your mindset is at the moment. And once you can acknowledge that, then you can take steps to move forward. Right. And that's always the goal. And it starts with that as well when it comes to confidence, right? It's just acknowledging, okay, I don't really have confidence in doing fill in the blank, right? So so you can say to yourself, I want to gain confidence, or I like that, that's stronger. I will gain confidence in fill in the blank. But you have to create a plan. You have to create a plan to log in your 10,000 hours. What are you going to do to cultivate that skill of confidence? Right? How are you going to gain confidence in that skill that you're working on? Right? So, my advice to you, my advice to you, my advice to you is to create a plan to log in your 10,000 hours. Meaning, how are you going to set up your day, your week, months, years to learn this skill, right? So, if my goal is to, like I said, I like to use sports because it's an easier analogy to kind of insert into, right? If I want to learn how to dribble a basketball with my left hand, I'm right-handed, right? I literally have to think of a time and place in my day where I can physically work out dribbling a basketball. So for you to gain a skill, you're going to have to organize your life so you can work on that skill. Don't expect to be great at things that you don't work on. Now, things happen in life. They do. They do. But in order to be great at something, in order to master your skills, in order to have confidence in those skills, you have to be willing to log in those 10,000 hours of work, those 10,000 hours of sharpening your tools, those 10,000 hours of sharpening that skill. And you have to be willing to do that. And then you got to put effort into it. You got to put effort into it. It can't be like you just rolling out of bed doing that. It has to be something that you're willing to put effort into to get better at. Like I said, dribbling that ball with that left hand every day. Every day I'm gonna go out to the court for an hour and work on dribbling my left hand. Right now I'm gonna create drills where I cross over and come back and keep it in the left. Right, I'm gonna create drills when I cross over, come back. I'm not a basketball player, so I'm not gonna do that to myself. I can teach you how to move, but I'm not even gonna do that to myself. I'm not gonna do that to myself. I love basketball, but dribbling definitely not where it's at with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to rebound. I'm throwing elbows. I'm going to get that bad boy back to the basket. Old school Shaq. Bring the rim down, baby. That's the type of basketball I like. That physical. And I love Steph Curry. Don't get it twisted. I love Steph. But I like that physical stuff. I play football. I like to bump bodies. You know what I mean? But I was just using that as an example. So, if I could transition into a football mindset as an offensive lineman, and just think about my past set, working on some people call it a kick slide. Some people call it I think it's a drive kick. I don't know what the other now. It's just a pass set. You're moving your feet, right? So I have to work on my pass set every day in practice. every day, every day. Pass pro. When they work, while they're working on 7-on-7, I need to work it pre-practice every day, sharpening that skill. And then now I have to take action, one-on-ones, one-on-ones, go into camps, working on my skill every day, moving my feet, moving my hands, every day, every day. Work it out, work it out, work it out, work it out. All of a sudden, you're looking like Richmond Webb out there. I know that's old. That's old. That's my that's Dan Marino. Big shout out to the Dolphins, baby. That's Dan Marino, old left tackle, Richmond Webb. Or we can say Jonathan Ogden. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just using an example of guys that played at the highest level, and how in order for you, not necessarily saying that that's going to be your path, but just to be good at a skill, not good at a skill, to be confident. That's the word of the day. Just to be confident in the skill is, like I said, it's logging in that time, putting in that true effort of whatever that you want to learn. It is possible, but you have to crawl before you walk. And I love the analogy of using babies. You know what I mean? Crawl before you walk, meaning it's not going to be easy. Baby steps, but trust yourself, believe in yourself, right? Because we all go through it. Like I said, because we all go through that roller coaster of life. Why not have a guide to elevate your mindset? Jim